welcome. Today my speech is about the social impact of AI. Obviously, this is not a philosophical conversation. It's more in terms of what we need to take into cognizance. So if we look, this is our safe harbor statement. In terms of AI, or artificial intelligence, it's not started today. It's been on a journey from 1950s all the way to the 2000s. We actually in a year of deep learning. We've moved away from just mimicking humans to actually having ability to learn and moving into the cognitive processing or the neural networks. And that's actually impacting the way we actually interact with each other and the way we do. Just to give you some of the AI capabilities that you're actually working with is the digital assistant. We actually talk to Siri on a daily basis. My 5-year-old has a constant conversation with Siri to just irritate her as much as possible. If we look at using Waze, we use Netflix in terms of recommendation for the movies that we would like to watch. The personalized impact is driving the social interaction between us and robotics. And obviously, we use Facebook. Facebook is a constant information seeker. I would call it the stalker. But we actually use Facebook to learn and get a lot of information in terms of people around us, people that we would like to engage with. This is an extract from Gilbert. Obviously, his manager wants to book an appointment with him, and he asks his PA to set up this appointment. Before the PA could actually interact with him and set up the appointment, his watch has already done this. Do you face this on a daily basis? This is how technology is impacting the way we engage, and we actually changing the way we do business as well as our social interactions. We are engaging with the computers of this day and age to improve processes and drive efficiencies. So it's not about taking over our jobs. Lots of our speakers said robots are not taking over our jobs. AI is not defining the new human workforce. It's helping us adopt and create more jobs in this world today. If we look at analysts and what they say of AI, 75% of development is going towards machine learning and AI, part of your business application or applications that you interact with socially. AI will be automating over 1.8 million jobs today, however, creating over 2.3 in terms of the digital revolution. It's not destroying jobs. What we initially feared was we're creating more jobs. Just to highlight some of the challenges that we face within our organization, although we're spending over $57 billion in terms of development in AI, 61% in terms of machine learning, in terms of digital analysis, and how we actually transpose those data across there and actually consume it part of our business processes, as well as generating value across our industries. But they are some of the challenges that we need to take cognizance. In terms of data scientists, what do they need? They need the right data to do the right analysis. We need to be able to collaborate both from a front office or back office space. They need to engage in terms of third-party data as well as internal data, consume the two, and make those right decisions. If you're looking at our application developer, they need to be trained to embrace these new technologies to help create value within your organization, able to scale in terms of their development. If we look at an IT admin, it's not about just making those integrations work. or transposing those data that are providing more meaningful insights. It's about giving you a platform that you can leverage using AI, robotics process automation to drive business value and focus your attention from a more strategic perspective. As a business executive, it's not about just integrating multiple systems. It's about sharing the output and making the right decisions in order to drive the growth of your organization. Where we are and where we've transformed to, we have moved away from using AI just part of a gaming technology. The smartest chess player has been outshined by a computer. We're moving away from the artificial narrow intelligence to actually an artificial super intelligence, where it's taking over the way we interact, the way we connect emotionally, and the way we perceive our business and our social engagements. All of you have seen Sophia, who is actually now a citizen in the Republic of Saudi Arabia. We are actually engaging a workforce that's transforming the way we do business and the way we interact. They're part and parcel of the citizens of our world. Humans versus computers, we're not becoming extinct. However, computers were always built to do processes, eliminate those errors, do multitasking, and do those immense computation that we actually know best. However, they have evolved and able to do facial recognitions, able to have that natural processing language to help have that basic conversation. But however, they're not going to understand the true empathy that we feel for each other. They are not taking away my grandmother's recipe. They are enabling that, and they are helping us transition to the next journey in terms of our evolution. So if we look at AI in terms of our organization and where we best fit, we must look at the way we interact with our customers. How do we predict the way our customers want to engage with us? What, from an emotional perspective, do we need to give back? It's not just about responding to queries. We all sit in a call center waiting for responses. We want immediate actions, and we need systems in place to help us interact. We need to provide the right goods and services from a retail perspective or a manufacturing or distribution perspective. How do we interact and use the technology that would give the next best item or the next best service? We have infused AI part of our technology offerings to help service and deliver the next best action, and ensuring that we have process automation part of our business processes. We are so bogged down doing the manual processing in terms of processing our invoices, our payments, but not physically taking that. Let the robots automate those processes while we engage in the next best way of doing business. So what's the next wave and how's our digital journey? Let's move away from the dashboards that we used to, the static dashboards, to a more automated and an autonomous process in terms of analyzing our data. That's where we need to put the cognitive intelligence, the machine learning, and the artificial intelligence part in our back-end systems to drive the insights that we're looking for. If we apply AI to our back office and our front office, we would be able to exponentially increase our revenue growth in providing the right information from a marketing perspective or from an employee retention, or even your interactions in service delivery over your call center or contact center. From a finance perspective, improve the analysis that we take in terms of doing our planning processes, our forecasting, and in basic consolidation that we spend weeks and months in order to just close our books. From an IT operation perspective, how do we build autonomous operations to detect and do self-fixing in terms of our databases or managing our hardware or storage level? This is where AI has an improved capability to help recognize and do detections and predictive analysis before it actually happens. We in the game of data. Data is everywhere in terms of 2.5 quintillion. I don't even know how many zeros that makes up. In terms of the amount of data and the proliferation of data that is out there, how do we consume these data and transpose this into meaningful insight? We need to blend what's existing to what's actually out there to help provide the right service. Today, 90% of the data is created in the last 2 years. So how do we adopt this? We need to have the right amount of data, able to access it, manage it, understand the skill sets within our organization, able to transpose those data and provide meaningful insights. In terms of data analysts and technologists, a speaker earlier talked about bring the right skills, understand what your problem impacts are, and how do you drive these innovations as part of your organization. And let's look at integrating all our back office and front office systems together to drive meaningful insight. If we look at data, data is critical, and it's becoming the key resource within the way we interact from a social perspective as well as from a business perspective. However, there is some flaws in terms of how robotics interact and give the right information. Here, a study finds that gender, skin types, bias in terms of commercial artificial intelligence, there was an error between the type, 0.8% error in terms of light-skilled men, as well as 34% in terms of dark-skinned women. This was just a data analysis that was actually incorrectly represented. However, when I started the presentation, even Pepper made a mistake. Everyone is prone to that at one point in time. Artificial intelligence has become the driver of new business outcomes. It's understanding the level and where you are in the journey in terms of perception, prediction, decision-making, and autonomous processing. If you look at a perception, it's the ability to take all the data out there, transpose this to make it natural language processing, to have that conversation between you and your systems, and able to provide the insights that you're looking for. Help you to do pattern detection, ability to self-learn, and provide you an interactive storytelling back to your consumers. And last but not least is obviously the emotional intelligence that is driving those perceptions. If you're looking at prediction, fraud is becoming prevalent. Security is driving key processes enabled to tightening our business processes as well as our back-end systems. How do we do those risk modeling? How do we transpose that with the information that we have to do the risk mitigation or to do the demand forecasting that we use for? And also in terms of, from a maintenance perspective, doing those predictive maintenance and not be reactive. If you're looking at decision, we spoke about how AI is impacting the medical arena in terms of me that comes into a hospital, meets a doctor, he needs to have all the insights and the history in order to diagnose and predict what I have actually come into before I have actually stepped into his office. And these are the decisions that he needs to take to help engage me as a patient with my doctor and the hospital. Personalized entertainment, ability to provide resources and information to help me be engaged, be it the way we use Netflix or entertainment in terms of what I would use and look best in terms of what I need to be engaged in terms of a weekend from a pleasure perspective. And in terms of giving back is in terms of how do we take this data and actually monetize this data, using those third-party information, analyzing it and on-selling it back to help generate revenue. These are some of the decision tasks that you as organizations or individuals within the organizations that need to transpose and obviously transcend with. And last but not least is about automating, creating that digital application, eliminating any anomalies, and providing the predictive analysis to drive efficiencies. In terms of key considerations, we're looking at the right data, delivering the right information to make the right decisions on a continuum, as well as have a big picture approach in terms of how our organization is doing or how socially we are interacting with. And obviously understanding what decisions that we've made and the impact it has, be it bad or good, because we've got these information in front of our fingertips to enable us as well as anyone around us. And obviously leveraging your current systems and improving that, looking at cloud-based applications to help progress in terms of your digital journey. Just from an Oracle perspective, Oracle offers an entire stack of a full solution, a one-stop shop for you to engage. Please come and visit us at our stands. However, from an application perspective, we've built robotics and process automation part of our application stack, especially in terms from all the way from storage level all into middleware operating systems into our business applications. Engage us and we can talk about how we can improve your business from finance, manufacturing, distribution, logistics, no matter what your industry is, to drive process and automation. I just want to leave you with the Bloodhound Project. This was a project started, and Oracle has empowered this, the fastest car in terms of AI. This is just a video that will show you